Valve Man says this review is just purely the opinion of the reviewer, not fact. Enjoy. To coincide with the release of Half-Life the Orange Box, I thought I'd post a quick review of Half-Life 2. Well, jazz it size it up a bit though, because we'll also include Half-Life 2, the Xbox version as well. Now Half-Life 2 is a first-person shooter. Through and through, it's completely standard stuff in terms of first-person shooter. It does not deviate in any way, shape or form. Graphics, fantastic. Presentation is great. Sound design, got some great music in it. Voice acting is quite good, although a lot of voices are repeated on different non-playable characters throughout the game. That's slightly detracting. Gameplay itself is as standard as they come. If you've played one first-person shooter that's come out since about 2002, then you've played them all in a sense. It does not deviate at all. But at the same time, it's the best first-person shooter ever created. It's kind of crazy that in a way, isn't it? It doesn't do really that much to differentiate itself from its peers, but yet at the same time it does so much more than the peers. Now what I mean is the presentation of this game is what sets it apart. From the moment you step off the train into City 17, this grey, overcast world, you are being watched constantly. You have images of the city's leader shoved down your throat. Your picture was just taken. There are guards everywhere who are goading you to move on, or they'll beat you up with electronic rods. And there is an oppressed society everywhere of people who won't talk to you, and if they do, they are harsh and horrible. Ever read 1984? Because I have, and oh, it's the same. Isn't that crazy? This game goes above and beyond what video games have done for the past 20 or 30 years. This game sets up a living, breathing world. The only other games that have ever done that are the massively multiplayer online role-playing games. Just on a side note, whoever created that acronym should be shot. That is just so horrible. I can't just call it online gaming. Anyway, the gaming world in this is just sublime. It has thematic things going all the way through it in a sense that no other game has ever gone close to providing. The world is completely living. One of the ways that it does it is the use of the physics engine. Now the physics in a game is not the new thing on the block or anything. Games have been doing it for years now. But Half-Life 2 represented the synthesis of including gameplay and physics together. The first time you pick up a piece of trash and you throw it against a wall and it reacts like it would do in real life is mind-blowing. Such a mundane task as putting a can inside a bin suddenly becomes the most fun thing you've ever done in years. This game uses physics in a way that no other game has ever done before. And done ever since, really, in a way. It's kind of Half-Life 2's calling card. It's the Source's physics engine. Now nowadays, every other first-person shooter features good physics, realistic physics, or crazy physics in the case of, say, Cell Factor. But this game started it all off. Once you get halfway through the game and you get access to the gravity gun, if you search gravity gun on YouTube now, if you don't know what it is, you are going to absolutely be smiling ear to ear when you first use it. It is just absolutely fun as anything in the game. It is the best weapon ever in a first-person shooter. It kind of says it all, really, in a way. But anyway, another thing that sets this game apart as well is the fact that even though it's a standard first-person shooter in every sense and every way, in a sense. Did I just repeat that? That's stupid. But what it does is it offers you a slightly open-ended way of getting from A to B. Now don't let the game fool you, it's completely linear. You are going from A to B from the beginning to the end of the game. But you are given a few options of getting from A to B. You can sneak your way through the game, silently take people out of a crowbar. Well, however silent, you can take somebody out of a crowbar. Or you can go in there guns blazing all the time with your shotgun and your machine gun, just blowing everything up, bullet holes everywhere in the game. Or you can play it a bit more clever. You can use the physics engine to your advantage. You go inside a building, you close the door, you use your physics engine to put a cabinet and a table in front of that door so the guards can't open the door, then use the windows as cover to shoot out of them at the guards. That's clever, that, isn't it? I think the only game that has ever come close to providing that kind of experience is Resident Evil 4. But Resident Evil 4 uses all these quick-time events so that you have no real control of what you're doing. Whereas in Half-Life, you can put the tables and the chairs wherever you want to. And in a sense as well, the enemy AI as well reacts to that. So if you're holed up inside the building, they're going to throw grenades at you, and you're going to die pretty soon. The enemy AI is quite good in the sense that it tries to overcome you at every possible turn. However, the non-playable character AI in the game, but later on in the game you get allies who fight alongside of you, they are useless. Because they all follow their own preset track of what they want to do inside the gaming event. In a similar way, the Gran Turismo car AI just follows the same route around the track over and over again. Now, if you go in their way at all, they will try and walk through you, they will shoot you by accident, and it kind of removes you from the gaming world that it strives so well to interpolate you into. It's quite frustrating, and as well, one of the things about Half-Life 1 that set it apart was the complete freedom of character. Being that everybody you saw in Half-Life 1 could die, apart from the G-Man. You could go up to them and you could shoot them to death. In Half-Life 2 you don't have that option. The non-playable characters cannot be shot, character refuses to shoot them. Which is great because it does try and tell a storyline, and so you can't exactly kill Alex or any of the doctors or anything because they are useful to the storyline. However, I think it would be nice to give them the option to destroy some of your AI allies because they are useless. The only way to actually do anything like that is to throw a grenade or use a mine or something like that. But anyway, it's a slight niggle. Another niggle as well. As game features driving, which you think would be great. You know, real world physics and driving goes together very well. Look at Forza and look at Gran Turismo. It doesn't in this game though. The controls are far too sensitive, and the actual control you have over the vehicle seems very minimal. If you're not driving forward, if you're trying to go side to side, the vehicle just doesn't seem to want to react that well. Perhaps that's because I've just started taking driving lessons and I expect realism, or I don't know. But anyway, let's conclude as quickly as I can. Half-Life 2 is one of the best games ever created. It's the best first-person shooter ever created, and it ranks as being probably easily on the top 5. The gaming world, the presentation of this game is just sublime. You've never played a game like this before, unless you've played BioShock. It just blows you away, the world that they've created and the realism portrayed inside that world. Tack that onto a really, really fun game, because this game is very, very fun. In a sense, the gameplay, whilst being simple, maintains that level of simple fun in a way. But the game doesn't ever task you with anything that goes completely over your head. The difficulty is set at that just right level of being difficult, but not being God of War style difficult. You know, this is not Ninja Gaiden. You can complete this game in over the weekend, but you shouldn't really. I mean, if you play this game, you should really explore every nook and cranny that Valve have created inside the world. It's one of those games that just deserve as much attention from the player as it received from the development team. Anyway, that's the PC version. Xbox version is the best game on the Xbox. Need I say any more? Best graphics, best gameplay, best everything on the Xbox. It was the Xbox swan song essentially. Released during the death throes of the Xbox when the Xbox 360 was coming out. It just showed there was life in the old black box yet. Well, there was life in the old black box, but Microsoft decided to not support anything on it anymore. That's my personal rant. Anyway, because I got an Xbox in 2005, come 2 months later, E3, Xbox 360 revealed, I wasn't very happy. But anyway, that was my personal issue. Something I address as well in one of my videos where I talk about the new Xbox console coming next year. Anyway, personal vendetta over. Anyway, the first Xbox version of Half-Life 2 is the best game on the console. The console and the game you can pick up for £60 or about the same in US dollars. I mean, it's the biggest bargain you'll ever buy, quite frankly. This game, one of those games which you should play.